So essentially, the project that we were working on is it's a virtual reality interview process. It wasn't an official thing that we actually ended up doing due to the resources that we weren't able to get to, but this is actually the methods in what we would actually do to get the project done. Essentially, through virtual reality training, you would be able to, let's say you were someone who was unemployed for a long amount of time, say like over a year or so, and you've been in the workforce for a long time, so maybe someone who's a little bit older and they're like their 50s or their 60s maybe, and they want to get back into the workforce. Going into an interview after that amount of time is actually kind of difficult. So going through a virtual reality interview allows you to kind of get through that practice and become more confident in your interviewing skills. So essentially it would be something applied to 3 different platforms. To the mobile, so it would be an application. It would also be a desktop app, probably just a website that you'd be able to use, and it would bridge into being something used on a virtual reality machine, so the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift. So on the go, you'd be able to actually go right into an interview. So if you didn't actually have, the funds to get something like an $800 system, you'd be able to use your phone for it right there, which would be pretty cool.
So after Guy told you about how we interviewed people, watched mock interviews, how we got all the information to build the system. So this is, in our virtual reality class, this is some methods that we use to actually build the experience in VR. So as you can see here, these are just some basic sketches of what the system will look like in VR, and arrows to other avenues you can go in the app. So this is the first step of conceptualizing how it's going to look like in virtual reality. We performed the actual mock interviews using high fidelity software that you can use in VR, social software. And then after that, we put the participants through an interview, just asking them questions about how they feel about doing interviews in general, how they feel before this interview, and how they feel after the interview, to see if this system, this type of interviewing will help them in the future, help them, like I said, gain confidence before their actual interview. And so this is the first steps we took to actually building the software in VR. We haven't programmed anything, because what we do is we design it and then we give it to programmers to build. So this was the first steps to conceptualizing how it'll look